Boyfriend is mute. Every time in bed he groans more than me, but can't say a single word. One day I was at a bar complaining about him to my best friend when I suddenly saw floating comments. The supporting female character doesn't know yet, the male lead is just too lazy to talk to her, so he pretends to be mute. The supporting female dares to curse the male lead. The male lead is the second young master of the Johnson crime family. The female lead is about to be reborn and return. The supporting female will keep causing trouble and provoke the male lead. Her death isn't far off. I still didn't understand what these comments were talking about. Suddenly I saw my mute boyfriend at the bar too. A beautiful woman threw herself into my boyfriend's arms, mumbling, "Honey, I missed you so much." The comments appeared again. Wow, the female lead is back. My boyfriend and I locked eyes across the room. My boyfriend's eyes widened. He actually started talking. Wife, I don't know her. I stood 10 meters away from them, tilting my head in thought. That word wife. Who exactly was Jake calling? The comments flashed again. The supporting female doesn't think the male lead is calling her wife, does she? The supporting female is really that stupid. The male lead would rather pretend to be mute in front of you, don't you get it? When the male lead said he doesn't know her, he meant you, stupid supporting female. Oh, if that's the case, my bad. I turned and left. Jake chased after me, shouting, "Emma." This was the first time I'd heard him say my name. His voice was actually pretty nice. I turned around and looked at him expressionlessly. "Aren't you mute?" Jake froze there. He managed 3 words. "I'm sorry." The comments flashed again. Why is the male lead apologizing to the supporting female? Before the female lead was reborn, she was bad to the male lead. The male lead is still angry, so using the supporting female to make the female lead jealous is normal. I looked up behind Jake. The female lead the comments mentioned was looking at him with tears in her eyes. "Honey, I was wrong before, treating you like that. In the last life you died protecting me. In this life I definitely won't let you down again." The talking female lead is so good. The comments were deeply moved. This kind of reunion and reconciliation scene, I, an outsider, shouldn't stand here being an eyesore, especially since the comments kept spoiling my ending as the supporting female. After the female lead is reborn, the male lead pretends to be good to the supporting female to provoke the female lead. The supporting female actually believes it. Later the supporting female desperately clings to the male lead and even sends photos of her and the male lead in bed to the female lead, finally making the male lead furious. The male lead is the famous second young Master Johnson from the underworld. When the supporting female keeps causing trouble later, the male lead throws her to his gang of brothers to play with. The scenes the comments described made my blood run cold. Several suited bodyguards suddenly appeared behind Jake and that female lead, heading straight for me. Jake's expression looked quite innocent. "Emma, let me explain." I keenly sensed something was wrong. Right. The comments said he was second young Master Johnson from the underworld. I hurried back to our booth, grabbed my best friend and ran outside. My best friend ran behind me to the car. Confused. Why are we running? Ran into my ex-boyfriend. Huh? That cripple? I rubbed my forehead. No, the mute one. My best friend was so shocked her brain short-circuited. Isn't the mute one your current boyfriend who you just complained only goes in bed and only knows one position? I didn't know how to explain clearly. I couldn't tell my best friend. I just discovered through floating comments that this world is actually a rebirth novel. My mute boyfriend Jake was the male lead. The female lead Jessica was an adopted daughter of the Johnson family. Jessica had a first love. In the previous life, Jessica's first love deceived her, causing the Johnson family to fall. Jake didn't blame Jessica. He even married her after she was abandoned by her first love. During an explosion incident, Jake died protecting Jessica. Only then did Jessica realize who truly loved her deeply, so she began her reborn husband chasing crematorium. I was almost moved, but I don't want to be part of their play. I voluntarily withdraw and absolutely won't fight the plot. So I explained to my best friend. He's an ex now. He pretended to be poor and mute to deceive me. My best friend gritted her teeth. I hate men who pretend to be poor and mute most. Why are you running? Go back and settle accounts with him. I grabbed her as she was about to get out of the car. It's fine. I was getting tired of him anyway. My best friend looked at me suspiciously. She was afraid I was just being stubborn. Emma, if you want to cry, just cry. Don't hold it in. I really don't. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Men like him who only know one position are so boring. I wanted to break up long ago. The rideshare driver looked at me and my best friend strangely through the rearview mirror. Why wasn't he driving yet? I was about to urge him. Someone gently tapped the car window. I looked up and nearly fainted. The driver respectfully got out and called second young master. Jake's smile seemed out of control. You didn't even ask, so how do you know I only know one position? I was dragged back to the bar by several black-suited bodyguards Jake brought. Before being taken away, I demanded they let my best friend go. Jake agreed. I was brought by the bodyguards to an absurdly large private room. The lighting was dim. I could only see the floating comments clearly. The supporting female is really courting death, getting in the Johnson family car and talking about her and the male lead's bedroom affairs. The male and female leads heard it over there. The female lead's face turned green. Originally the supporting female still had a few more episodes to cause trouble, but I suspect the male lead wants to kill her right now. I broke out in cold sweat. I vaguely saw Jake come in. I couldn't wait to speak. I didn't mean to say those things. I mistook your driver's car for a rideshare. The comments went even crazier. Is the supporting female stupid? Who mistakes a Rolls Royce for a rideshare? The supporting female is scared now? The male lead would be crazy to believe this excuse. Jake indeed didn't believe it. He looked at me with a complex expression. Just as he was about to say something, his phone suddenly rang. He answered. Dead? He raised an eyebrow. His expression suddenly turned cold and harsh. Swallowed so much money, killed so many brothers. Dying like this is too easy for him. I don't care what methods you use. Keep him breathing. I'll come personally to settle this account. The Jake before me was a stranger. His expression, voice, and tone all told me he wasn't the cold, fragile little mute who was with me, but the proud young master of the Johnson family. Before he left the private room, I steeled myself, called out to him, and asked directly, your driver and bodyguards call you second young master. master. Your surname is Johnson. Are you from that Johnson group with branches nationwide? Jake's back stiffened for a moment. He silently nodded. Jake, let's break up. I won't come looking for you again. Won't disturb your life anymore. The money I spend on you, if you don't want to pay it back, that's fine too. I mumbled quietly, my voice getting softer and softer. Of course I know you're not short of money, but if possible, please still pay me back. Jake's expression grew darker and darker. He approached me step by step, cornering me against the wall. What did you just say? Say it again. I held up my phone with trembling hands, like holding some kind of protective charm in front of my torso. Well, you don't have to pay back the money, but let me out right now. Illegal imprisonment is against the law. My best friend already called the police. You dare call the police? Under the dim lighting of the private room, I couldn't see Jake's face clearly. I only heard the displeasure in his tone. I closed my eyes somewhat fearfully. Fortunately his phone rang again. He hurriedly answered and walked straight out of the room. I vaguely heard him instructing the bodyguards outside to watch me. Not long after, Jake came back in, staring at me intently. I had the illusion. His eyes seemed brighter than before. I spoke tremblingly. Finished handling things? Wife. I was so shocked my back pressed against the wall. Don't call me that. Jake not only liked pretending to be poor and mute, he also liked playing multiple personality disorder. He circled me with both hands, trapping me between his body and the wall, burying his head against my neck. Wife, I've wanted to call you that for so long. I've really been holding back. I didn't dare move. Only my eyes were wide open. Before figuring out Jake's intentions, I chose to wait and see. Seeing I didn't speak, Jake raised his head again, looking at me with wet eyes. Wife, pretending to be mute was my fault. I apologize to you. Don't be angry anymore. You can punish me however you want. He took my hand and made me hit his face. Hit me? Or curse at me? I frantically pulled my hand back. How dare I hit the young master of the Johnson family? Jake pouted aggrievedly. You really do know everything. As he spoke, he leaned his head over again. I pushed him away forcefully. Jake, how long are you going to keep pretending? Didn't you admit it yourself? Jake looked at me bewildered and lost, as if he couldn't understand what I was saying. I took a deep breath. You not only pretended to be mute, you also hid your identity as the Johnson family young master. And today that woman. Jake's pupils dilated instantly. I really don't know that woman.